local variables can only be used within one VI. If we want to transmit data between different VIs, we can use global variables. As an example, let us use the two VIs. In one of them, a sine signal is generated, and in the second one, a cosine. Let's create a VI in which we will run the two VIs at the same time and stop them with one stop button. At the beginning, let's create a global variable. To do this, choose Functions palette and then Global Variable. After clicking on it, in the front panel of the global variable will open. A given variable can consist of one or many objects. We will create one Boolean object. Then we save it. In the main program, we create a stop button. And then we create the while loop in which the value received from the stop button is passed to the global variable. Now let's modify the two VIs which generate waveforms. Add a global variable by dragging them to the block diagram and change it to a reading. Let's now connect them to the conditions for stopping the loop. The last step is to add VIs as a sub-VIs to the main program just to run it simultaneously. Let's run our program. We see that the sine and cosine waveforms are generated in parallel, and after pressing the stop button, the two VIs are stopped. In addition to global variables, we can use shared variables for communication between different VIs. Shared variables can additionally transmit information across the network. To create a shared variable, a project is needed. Let us use the analogous example as before. The difference is that now we will have three VI waveforms: sinus, rectangle, and triangle. In the main program, we would like to read the waveforms depending on the chosen option and stop them all with one button. For this purpose, we will create four shared variables, one for transferring the state of the button and three variables for each of the runs separately. We create shared variables by clicking on My Computer in the project window and selecting New Variable. In the window, you can edit the name of the variable and choose its type. In addition to basic types such as Boolean or double, we have available tables, timestamp, or double waveform. In our case, the button stores a boolean tag, so let's create such a variable by calling it stop. Now let's create it an analogous way 3 double waveform shared variables to transmit ready-made waveforms. Let's modify our VI. First, pass the value from switch to the shared variable stop in the main program. Next, pass the value from the shared stop variable to the conditions of stopping the while loop in the VI generating waveforms. Now pass the generated waveforms to the appropriate shared variables. Next, we read from the shared waveform variables and display them on the chart depending on the chosen waveform by value returned by the enum. Let's start the program. We can see that depending on the selected waveform from the list, the corresponding signal is displayed on the chart. After activating the switch, all VI stops. Thus, global and shared variables make it possible to transfer data between VIs. However, even they are subject to the race condition phenomenon, so you should avoid writing several values into variables in different VIs.